This podcast is brought to you by Podcast Nation.
Welcome to Nirvana Sisters podcast, where we take the intimidation out of well-being and beauty to help you achieve your highest state, your nirvana. We are sisters-in-law and your hosts. I'm Amy Sherman.
And I'm Katie Chandler. So let's get into some real conversation.
Welcome to Nirvana Sisters family. We are back. It's Amy and Katie. And this week's episode is about a self-care ritual, which I think is probably one of the most relatable things we've talked about so far, because most of you probably do this, or I hope you do. But this ritual is an easy way to help us feel confident. Like I said before, very relatable. And what is it? Nails. We are talking about one of my favorite subjects, as Katie knows. And we are here with Rachel Glass, the founder of GLOSSLAB. And we're so excited to hear her take on nails and self-care. And welcome to the show, Rachel. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm happy.
Yeah, Katie and I have both been frequenting our GLOSSLABs in our area, so we love it so much. But before we get into it, let's take a step back from our week and talk about our weekly nirvana. So this is just like something that brought us joy this week, something that brought us happiness, big or small, just to kind of like take a step back. So Katie, why don't you start?
Yeah, thanks, Amy. Mine, like hands down, was yesterday. My 4-year-old graduated pre-K. And it was just the cutest thing. They had the sweetest ceremony. It was like way more produced and done than I was expecting at all. It was very sweet. The kids sang like 10 songs, and they had like a proper ceremony where they called each child up and gave them a special necklace, and everyone clapped for each child. It was so cute. It was great. So I'm very excited for Reese.
Were you crying?
A couple times. Yeah. I wasn't like as hyper emotional as some of the parents were, but I think I probably will be when I send her to kindergarten next year. So yeah, it was great. What about you, Amy?
That's so sweet. Well, my kids just finished school too. I have 2 boys, Rachel, and one just finished 9th grade in high school, and the younger one just finished 6th grade in middle school. So yesterday was their like official last day. So we went out to dinner last night at a really nice restaurant and celebrated the end of school and all their successes, and just congratulated them for working hard and all of that. And it was just like a nice to be together. We've all been running around the last couple of weeks. End of school is always crazy, so just nice to sit together like us 4 and celebrate and spend time together. So that was definitely my nirvana this week. What about you, Rachel?
I have 2 girls. They are 7 and 9, and they are not done with school yet. But I feel like I've gotten to spend a lot of time with them this week. Parents were allowed back in the classroom to see sort of their end of year stuff for the first time in 2 years. So that was just really nice, special time with them and seeing them inside school, which I haven't done in a very long time.
Yeah, that's
so exciting. Are you based in New York?
I'm based in New York.
Okay. Awesome.
nice.
Awesome. Well, let's get into it. So tell us all about GLOSSLAB and like what gap you were seeing in the market when you created it.
Yeah, for sure. So my background is in finance. I worked in finance for 10 years out of business school, and I always felt like a manicure was part of my routine. I really thought of it like an errand, like getting your shoes shined. And I felt that there was no brand in the nail salon space. So there were a lot of mom and pops. There was high-end spa, but nothing that was really branded, accessible, a known entity. So I did a lot of research on the space. I really focused on hygiene because I found that that was something that was really easily compromised at nail salons. And waterless, I did a lot of research, and water is basically, any way you spin it, is a breeding ground for germs and bacteria, especially with pedicures. So when I started GLOSSLAB, and this was pre-COVID, I should also say that I'm a lifelong germaphobe. So the ethos of GLOSSLAB pre-COVID was really hygiene focused. And I think that obviously means so much more today in this world that we're living in, but especially around nail care, our tools look like your tools at the dentist or doctor office. Everything is sterilized in an autoclave machine. Our services are completely waterless. And then we're really focused on efficiency. So I think of a manicure as something that it's a great sort of, I don't even like to say treat for yourself. I really think of it like an errand, like you go to the gym, you get your manicure, but how do we make that as efficient as possible? So a really fun experience while you're at GLOSSLAB, but we love to get you in and out and back to your day. So to make that happen, we have same time manicure, pedicure. You can get both at the same time. And then we have a membership model. So since day one, we have a membership model, which is unlimited manicures and pedicures for about $115 a month. And that, again, is really focused on efficiency. So how do we make this that you're not stopping to pay each time you come in? This is really part of your routine. You can get as many manicures and pedicures per month as you want to. And I would say above all of that, above the function is, I believe a manicure is really empowering. Like when I have a manicure, I feel like I'm fully dressed. I can take on my day. I just feel good about myself. And I think in this small way, with feeling polished, you can kind of take on the world. And I think that's really what I believe in for GLOSSLAB.
I love that.
Yeah, I totally agree. Mm-hmm.
For the listener that maybe hasn't been to Manhattan, there are nail salons everywhere, but you can walk into any different salon and have an entirely different experience. And you never have any idea of the hygiene level and how efficient it's going to be, et cetera. To brand a nail salon, I think, is just ingenious because you know what you're getting every time you come in. And that's absolutely like one of the things that I love the most about GLOSSLAB. Another efficient thing that you offer is the times. It's the earliest opening of a nail salon that I've ever seen. You offer as early as 8 a.m. Is that right?
Yes. So we open at 8 and we close at 8. So we those 8 a.m. appointments are very booked.
I'm sure.
It's busy, efficiency driven, mostly female, but yes, we those early appointments are golden.
Yeah, I recently posted on my Instagram. I don't know if you saw it, but I got an early appointment around like 8 or 8:30, and it was so helpful because I feel like I've been saying that for years, being, working in corporate America. I never have time to do anything. I'm like, why don't these salons open at 8 a.m. so I can just go on my way to work and just like get it over with, instead of like they open at 10 and like, when am I supposed to go? And so that's it. It's so helpful and amazing. And then the fact that you're open late, same thing. If you just, don't get to it in the morning. So I love that. That's so helpful.
Yeah. And you have locations in Manhattan and Westport, which is where
how many do you have?
Bethesda. Where else?
Oh, you do? Amazing. Okay. So we have locations. We have 7 in New York City. And then we have Westport, Connecticut, which I think of as still sort of the New York market. Yeah. And then we opened Bethesda. We're opening 3 more in the DC area. Nice. So Bethesda is the first. And then the other 3 will be opening in the next month to 2 months. And we have over 30 leases signed. And those are across Miami, Dallas, Houston, and then a few other markets coming soon, and more in New York City, Miami, and the same markets.
Wow.
Super exciting.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's amazing.
Congratulations.
That's so much fun. Congrats. Yeah. How do you pick your markets?
So we started in New York. I'm based in New York City. So this is a New York City brand at the start. And we really pick markets based on, our customer is primarily female, but not only female. I would say that we're picking markets and really focused on convenience. So 2 things. Where can we cluster locations? So New York City, we have 7, soon to be almost double that in New York. I think we could have even more than that. In New York City alone, there's 4,200 nail salons. Wow. So there's a lot of opportunity. So we're picking markets where we can go into the market and really open several locations at once, because that really speaks to our membership model. And we're looking at it as a convenience. So where is this woman going? Where is she picking up her coffee? Where is she getting her salad? Where is she going to work out? And making GLOSSLAB really a part of that day.
It's so smart. The other thing that is so fun about GLOSSLAB is you offer such great like nail art and such a really fun array of colors. And then are there also different like grades? Like what are the different types of manicures that you offer?
Yeah. So we have long lasting polish, which is typical nail polish as you think of nail polish. And then we have a performance polish, which is, it's also a long lasting nail polish, but it not only lasts long, it also dries in 5 minutes. So that's sort of our middle polish, which is my favorite. And then we have gel polish. So we use soft gels only, gels that can be removed easily, because I think other gels really damage your nails. So we have 3 tiers of nail polish. And then we do design, but we're really also, I don't want to say efficiency focused with design, but a little bit. We're not a design studio. We do design, but we have designs on our board, and it's on the more like in a more focused way for design.
Yeah. And I was going to say, I actually like that because I always love to do like a fun design here and there. And most places can't do it or don't do it right. And I love that you only have kind of like a few, and they're just like fun ones that are trendy or like something that's like, you know, you've seen online or whatever. And I like that because then you don't have a lot of choice. It's just, there's like, I don't know, whatever, like 5 or 10 designs, I think. Like last time I went in there, I got like foil, that foil design, which I love. And the cool thing is I picked it, and then they were like, oh, you could do gold foil or silver foil or whatever foil, and you could do a different color. So I liked that, like, there was like a set of designs, but then you could still customize it. And then like, you kind of know what you're getting. So I love that because I think at other places, yeah, it's just like totally random. I remember what I was going to ask you before. Is it only membership model, or can you just go in without the membership?
It's both. So it's membership, and then a la carte, walk in, book an appointment. It's really both.
Okay. And then I was going to ask you, the performance polish that you were mentioning that dries in 5 minutes, does that stay on like gel does?
No. So it applies like regular polish. It's not cured with a lamp. Okay. And then it also removes like a regular polish, but it dries in 5 minutes. It's amazing. Like your nails are really dry in 5 minutes.
And does it chip? Like, I mean, I can't, since gels were invented, I can't get anything else, because when I get like a normal manicure, for me, it chips in like 1 second. Does this one chip as easily as the other, or is it like more in the zone of the gel?
It's not like gel. So It's not like, I like to get gel when I'm traveling or when I have a very busy week, and I just need my nails to be completely chipless for a period of time, and especially when traveling, because I feel like traveling, by the time I zip my suitcase, like to leave, my nails.
Right, you're done.
So I love gel. For me, gel really weakens my nails if I do it too much. So I like to do gel like maximum once a month, and then the rest I do performance polish.
Yeah.
It after a certain amount of days, it does chip. Like normal.
But then you have unlimited, so you just go back and get it fixed.
Right.
See, I'm going to start doing that because I've noticed that my nails, well, they were weak to start with, but they're even weaker. And I feel like since I've been using gel, like it doesn't last as long because they're just like not. So I feel like my nails need a break. So that's a good tip. I like that.
It's good, and it's also the gel will end up not as lasting as long if you keep gel.
That's what's been happening to me.
And do you have some tips for strengthening weak nails? My nails are always weak. I think it's partly because of my thyroid. People that have thyroid issues, they have weak nails. I don't know if you know this, but as a nail, So
I probably should know that because I have hypothyroid too. So I probably should know that, but I didn't know that, but it makes sense. Other tips. So we're actually launching our products in the next month and going forward.
That's exciting.
Yes, so exciting. We have an amazing, this is my favorite product. It's called our Super Boost. And I've spent about a year sort of coming up with this product. When we looked to make a nail treatment, there was so much on the market. There was like a nail strengthener, a nail hardener, a ridge filler, like so many different things. And we created this Super Boost, which is like, I like to think of it as like a little shot of vitamins for your nails. So it's like everything in one. And it applies with this like sheer pinkish color. So it doesn't apply completely sheer. And I love to use it in between manicures. Like if I'm at home and I'm taking off my polish, and I know I'm getting a manicure the next day, I'll apply the Super Boost. You can apply it on top of a manicure if it's a light color. But it's really, really great and just is amazing for your nails.
When will that be launching?
That will be launching this summer.
Nice.
That's exciting. Yeah. And where can people buy it?
People can buy it on our website, in stores. So we're really excited.
That's great.
And then,
That's
and then
awesome.
thank you. And then the other tip, I mean, really just as I was saying, is I would definitely recommend breaks from gel, because I think it just really weakens nails.
Is collagen good for nails? Do you know that? I've heard that rumor, like those collagen, like vital proteins and things like that. Do you know if that's legit?
I can't speak to if it's legit, but believe so. For me, what works and what I tend to recommend is intake of nutrients and vitamins, but also staying super hydrated. I drink tons and tons of water. Like this 1 liter is on my desk all the time. And
I have this one.
I've noticed for me that makes a big difference. And then just keeping your nails very hydrated. So we're coming out with lotion, oils, coconut oils, anything that just keeps them really hydrated is great.
Nice.
Yeah, I try to keep like some sort of oil at my desk just to like put on my cuticles. I've been out of the habit, but I need to refill just to like keep things moisturized.
Yeah.
And hydrated.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you too. So just back to the waterless thing. So I'm just trying to understand. So why do so many salons use water if it's not hygienic? Like what's the benefit of using water over not using water?
Yeah, so part of my diligence for GLOSSLAB, I went to nail technician training school. I really wanted to get under the hood of the business. I would not recommend getting a manicure from me. I'm not very good at that. But I really wanted to understand more about the business. And it's really just historically water has been taught as part of the service, but it really doesn't have a function. I think it's if you want to clean the feet or soak the feet. For us, all of those just lead to germs and bacteria. So we've completely eliminated it.
Yeah, I like that. I think, I've heard like plenty of horror stories of things that happen with pedicures and water and everything. So it's really brilliant. And I've never seen it before anywhere. It seems like all the salons, they all do the water, right? So it's ingenious. Yeah. So do you have any exciting nail trends that you can tell us about? What's like new colors, combinations? What's happening this year?
We did this trends episode earlier this year. Remember, Katie, we were talking about some of those nails that were like supposedly going to be hot for 2022. I wrote some of them down, and I don't know if this holds true. We'll see what Rachel, the expert, thinks. It was like multicolored nails. It was the American manicure, which I get a lot. Neutrals, DIY, of course, I know has gotten a big focus because of the pandemic. Decals, waves, mixed textures. Those are the things that we found when we were doing research earlier this year that would kind of be popping this year. What do you think?
No, I think so. We see a lot of the waves of all of those that you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
For us, foils which I know you said you tried, are amazing. That's been a huge trend for us. And what I love about foils is they're super easy to get on your nails. And it looks like design. It is a design.
Yeah, I watched her do it. I was like, oh, you like press it on. It's so cool.
But it takes 5 minutes. So instead of 60 minutes to get a very intricate design, it's much quicker and I think looks very cool. So I would say foils for sure. And then with summer approaching, we're seeing a lot of neons, like just neons, neon pedicures, neon blue, yellow, green, pink, etc.
Fun.
For summer.
What is the American manicure? What's that mean? Amy, what were you saying? You get it a lot?
It's like, you know how I'll do like it's almost like a French manicure, but the top is like a fun color.
Oh, like where the cuticle is or the tip?
The tip. Oh. It's like you'll do like a white French manicure, but instead of the French being white, the French is like,
cute,
neon yellow or pink, or it's like a fun little.
Khloe Kardashian does that a lot.
Manicure. So I think that's what the American manicure means versus like the French manicure, like the traditional. So it's just like zhuzhing it up a little bit.
Yeah. Rachel, do you guys do the matte? I can't remember the last time I was there. Do you offer the matte finish?
We do.
The
matte finish is a top coat, and we do.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. I'm obsessed with the matte.
And also, I will note that the experience in the salon is so fun because I just love all the branding and you have the magazines behind you. What was the inspiration for like the black and white magazine inspo design? It's so fun.
Yeah. So with our stores, I like to think that we've thought of every detail of the experience, because that's sort of the whole premise of GLOSSLAB is how do we make this a branded experience? So each location, it's localized, but certain things are the same. So the gloss up wall, we have a mirror in the front to sort of take a picture of your manicure when you're leaving. Obviously, waterless, as I've discussed, at the stations, but really the look and feel. And then our nail polish wall, which actually doesn't have, as you guys know, does not have nail polish bottles. It has nail tiles. So you can really see the polish and what it's going to look like on your nails. And that's the same at each location.
Yeah, that is so smart and it's such a creative and inventive way to do it. Because for our listeners, there's a big, you call it like a board, and it just is like little squares you can take out and you just see all the nail polish instead of all the bottles being there, which like half the time you're like, I don't even know what this looks like on my nails. And it's like at the other nail salons, they'll have those wheels where you're like touching all the things and everyone touches them and you look at all the colors and there's like 10 billion colors and you stand there forever. Like I feel like all your colors are beautiful and curated. Like every single color is beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. And we also have it. So we have our GLOSSLAB favorite section, which we have a feature section. So we're able to show our colors. We're launching our own polish. And one takeaway I had from launching the polish was you're always looking for that. For example, like I want to get a red. What red should I get? There's 25 reds to choose from. And we're launching our polish with our OG collection first. And it's OG red and OG deep red. So these are your two reds. You're looking for red. Here's a red, here's like a deeper red. And it just sort of makes that process so much more efficient and simple of having choices. We have like OG gray, OG dark gray, some light colors, but really making that simpler, especially for the basic colors.
Yeah, I get lost in neutral selections sometimes. Like Amy gets like really fun with all the fun colors, and I'm more of a neutrals girl. And it's like I could stand there for an hour. It makes my head spin when I'm at another salon. So I love the curated. It's great. So I just want to know, I mean, your manicures and pedicures, it's always been, like you said earlier, an errand, something that you just check off your list and you make sure you get it done. But certainly I would imagine that, self-care and some beauty tips that maybe you picked up along the way. Like, why is this so important? And why do you feel like offering this in such an efficient way is a game changer? I mean, what is it about this little thing on our nails and having it done nicely that makes you feel so good?
Yeah, I think to me, having a manicure is just so empowering. It makes me feel good. And I feel like if I have a chipped nail, if I don't have a manicure, I don't feel as put together. And I really feel like it's this little thing that you can do and it just makes you feel good. And you can, have the confidence to like ask for that promotion at work or talk to that person or do whatever is like you need to feel that empowerment.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think it's so true. It's also like when you get your hair done. We had Allie Webb on the show a couple months ago, and like, the whole philosophy of Dry Bar is like you get your hair done, but it's really because it makes you feel confident. And it's the same thing with nails. It's like those things are the things that make you stand up straighter, make you feel confident, talk to someone different or do something different because you just have more of that confidence. What other, just being now in the beauty world, I mean, you were in finance, before you started GLOSSLAB, which is, I'm sure, like a complete 180. What have you kind of picked up along the way from like a beauty standpoint? It doesn't have to be about nails, but like, have you learned anything that was different than before, just now being in this business 24/7?
Yeah, it's funny because I think of GLOSSLAB, of course, we're in the beauty space, but I don't actually put it as like always beauty and sort of self-care. Like I tend to sort of not like those words. I don't know if I'm supposed to say self-care.
Fine.
But for me, a manicure is an errand, and it's really something I see as more of a routine than this indulgence. Like I see it as like you work out, you get a manicure. I really
it's maintenance.
It's maintenance. Like you should just like always have a manicure, always have your nails done, because it's like.
Yeah, I saw on your website it said always on, always polished, which I love.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So you said you have how many open now? You have about 10-ish open now?
Open, and then we should have about 30 open by the end of this year.
That's amazing. So obviously the brand is doing well, but tell us about how it was. Like when did you launch? Did you launch right before the pandemic?
I launched, yes, in 2019. So before the pandemic.
Okay. So how was the whole pandemic, like the whole COVID era for you, being that you just recently launched? What happened during that time frame, and like how are you doing? Obviously you're doing well now, but like take us through that. I'm interested to hear.
It was, I think COVID, of course, was hard for everyone. As an entrepreneur, I sort of see times like that as also times of opportunity. So I think for GLOSSLAB, thankfully, we only had 2 locations at the time. They were closed for a period, but then reopened. And I think given that our ethos was hygiene from day one, it really resonated even more so after COVID, because people who maybe didn't value it as much before really valued it now. And it was really top of mind. I also think manicures are it's sort of this little something that you can do for yourself. And in COVID, when people were home, people wanted manicures, and a manicure is not to like go see somebody else. It's really just to feel good about yourself.
Right.
And I think that sort of resonated more so post-COVID. So I feel very fortunate that, we've been able to bounce back. And I think it is something that, that people really value.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you have 30 opening, and then future plans, like how many do you plan to have? Dominate the nation, or what?
Yes, I would love to have a GLOSSLAB on many, many corners throughout the country. I think nails is very much about convenience.
Yeah.
So, we've really taken that into consideration planning our locations for GLOSSLAB.
I have an idea, because I've always thought of this, which I'm sure you've thought about, but I've always wanted like a little cute, this is silly, but so we have like a grooming service that comes to our house and gives our dog like a bath and a groom, just, pulls up in our driveway. It's like a little van, but I'm like, I have this vision of this cute van pulling up, and like I can go in and get a manicure, and like everybody on my street can too. Like a pop-up. Any plans for things like that?
It's a great idea. It's my team. No plans at the moment, but I love that.
Yeah. And then final question before we get to our speed round. Are your nails always polished as the founder of GLOSSLAB?
Always on, always polished.
I love it. I need that mantra in my head, because mine are, I would say 85% of the time polished. But now that I have a GLOSSLAB in my hood, I'm much more prepared to be always on and always polished.
Wait, and I want to see, can we see? Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah. What are you wearing today?
This is actually one of our polishes. It's a slate. It's our gray.
I love it.
I think that's the one I did for our photo shoot, Amy. We hit GLOSSLAB before our brand shoot.
I love it.
Together. It's a great color. It's a neutral.
I love a good
I'm
gray.
obsessed with the neutrals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. I love neutral. Gray is like my go-to neutral whenever I'm like going on a trip, going on a business trip, have a meeting. It's like the classic to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same.
Love it. Okay. We're going to start off with our little quick fire rounds. Okay. What is your favorite wellness or beauty hack?
My favorite wellness or beauty hack is I love coconut oil, like from the kitchen coconut oil, skin, hair, everywhere.
Nice.
Really?
On your face as well, your skin is gorgeous. You have absolutely glowing skin. Wow.
Thank you. Yeah. On my skin, I love oils. It's kind of a little greasy and gross, but
So
I like
do you put it on and wash it off, or you just put it on?
I usually put it on either before bed or before a workout and just sweat into it and then wash it out.
Nice. Oh, that's a good one. I haven't heard that before. That's great. All right. This next one, we call it our 5-minute flow. Just got out of the shower and dried off, and Uber has pinged you. They're 5 minutes away. What are you going to do? Pull yourself together. What are your holy grails, your go-tos to get in that Uber in 5 minutes?
I am a uniform girl. So the dressing part is easy. It's like a white t-shirt like I'm wearing now, white tank top, jeans, cute pair of sneakers. I can be out the door. For routine, I use Sonia's brow pencil, Sonia's Brow Bar in New York, the best, my favorite. That's sort of my go-to. Put that on, a little bit of face moisture, and I'm good to go.
Nice. Great. And the last one we want to know, how do you maintain your daily nirvana?
So as you guys both know, as moms, it's, hard to find sometimes, but I wake up super early, and my morning is sort of, most of the time, if I don't get interrupted, but most of the time, that's sort of my nirvana time. That's like my time when everybody else is sleeping, I'm awake, sort of have moments of planning my day, calm, quiet, get a workout in, and kind of get to like start my day and get my head together before the chaos of family and GLOSSLAB and everything else comes in.
Yes, I get that. I do the exact same thing, and mine was interrupted this morning by my 4-year-old at 6:30. I was not happy.
I'm sorry to hear that. I have that a lot of the time. My 7-year-old is also a little early bird. I'm like, hold on, I'm not done.
Right.
I'm not ready for you.
Exactly.
I know, you're like, I need to complete my morning before I can talk to anybody else.
It's so true. So true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for spending time with us and giving us all things nails. We're a big fan of the brand and of you and all your success. Congratulations. We're just super excited for more to come and seeing all the new products that you're rolling out. So fun. And we always end with a mantra. So Katie's going to give us our mantra today.
I like this one because, the nails, like you said, it's an errand. It's all a part of taking care of yourself. I know you don't look at it so much as like a self-care or a treat, but we don't actually, our ethos is that like self-care isn't really a treat either. It's for the Nirvana sisters, your wellness and your self-care, it's all wrapped into just your day-to-day and keeping yourself healthy and happy in your wellness. So you are the greatest project you'll ever work on. So I think that ties in. That works. Yeah.
I love that. That's a good one.
So
thank you so much.
Thank
Rachel.
you, Rachel.
Again, this is so much fun.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Thanks for listening to Nirvana Sisters. For more information on this episode, check out the show notes, please subscribe and leave us a review. Also, find us on Instagram at Nirvana Sisters. If you loved what you just listened to or know someone that would, please share it and tag us. Tune in next week for a fresh new episode of Nirvana Sisters. We'll continue to watch out for all things wellness so you don't have to. Bye.